Right, hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 2. Now, there has been a teaser on the Twitter that in the science update there's going to be a new dock, so I thought what a better time to create a space plane than now. So I picked the Catalina flying boat, which is this pretty cool, I think, World War II era seaplane. I like the look of this. I had an RC model of it in the past and it's pretty cool. So I was going to see if we can create this thing, try and make it look realistic the best we can with the Kerbal Space Program 2 parts. So as you can see here, I'm just trying to fit loads of parts together to make it sort of look like it. It didn't turn out to be very replica-like. I think I need a game like Flyout for something like that. If you haven't seen Flyout, do check it out. It looks pretty awesome and I'm hoping to play it soon and maybe do some videos on it as well. But anyway, on with the video at hand. So yeah, we're trying to make a flying boat here and I have no idea how to make things float in Kerbal Space Program. As you will see, we do have some issues with it. But we do carry on anyway and we're going to make this super cool plane. And this is probably the first time I've tried to make like a realistic plane in KSP 2 and it's hard. Planes in Kerbal Space Program 2 are pretty damn hard. They're all wobbly, they don't control very well, the game's very buggy, like you saw in my last video that people really didn't like when I was saying the game was buggy and stuff. But you know, all them bad comments got a lot of views, so thank you very much for putting all the horrible comments in the, you know, there's just the comment section. It got us a load of views, even the dislikes. So yeah, thank you very much. But anyway, on with the show. You can see at the back there's this sort of like a dipped section, so I try to create that with the fuel tanks there. As you can see, it sort of like stops at the end. And we're just trying to create the tail fin. You can't really round the tails, which is a shame. I thought there would be a way to round them, but no, you can't make the tops round. They have to be that sort of, you know, square, rectangle design, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I'm just trying to make them look the best they can to make it look pretty similar to the real one. And for some reason there was a bug where it would, once I'd finished editing, it would flip the wing around upside down. I don't know, KSP2 doing KSP2 things. So I had to go and put it on the other side to the symmetry. But anyway, there's this sort of bridge lump section that connects the wing to the fuselage, and that's what I'm trying to create here. I just thought a wing would be the best idea to create that sort of shape. And I had a lot of trouble with this, figuring out the wing design here. I went back and forward on this quite a lot and it does change from this initial design quite a bit. As you can see, the wings look pretty long here. I think I made them a little bit too long there. I do shorten them down, but I do change this quite a bit in the final design to make it a little bit more realistic. Now I was going to make our own engines here, but then I realised, right, I thought, okay, we don't have propellers. What about two of them? They'll be powerful enough and they look big and bulky like the real ones. So I was like, yeah, they'll do. So we're just adding the support beams here. More or less just to hide the structural, the struts onto the wings. But yeah, they are actually on the real thing as well, the structural supports here. And I wanted to add the wheel to make it look like the wheels are retracted. Now I will be hiding wheels in the body at some point, but it turns out putting the wheels together like this, it's not very stable, as you will see once we try and take off. Now I haven't added the pontoons onto the wings because I just couldn't figure out a good design for them, so I left them off. And yeah, it just KSP2, man, I don't know, look at this. It just kept wobbling to the side, like the wheels weren't actually contacting the ground properly. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me using too big wheels or what, but I had to mess around with the wheels quite a bit to get them to work and allow us to take off. And even then, the final design, you've got to be really careful with it, otherwise it just won't take off. There we go. Look, I was like, alright, okay, this won't float. So I took out all the fuel. Right. Oh, I forgot to mention as well. There's no audio in this video because stupid me forgot to record the audio. OBS just decided to change the devices and not record any audio. So you will hear some KSP original music in the background. I apologise. I didn't want to record this like 3-hour long session again. So there we go. Oh yeah, also this KSP2 has this annoying feature where if your landing gear is within an object, it won't retract because it's blocked. I don't know why they've done that. It's rather annoying. So it means I've got to move that nose cone out a little bit further later on in the design. I was going to go through that the dish there, the tracking radar, but I realised we are far too big to do that. So here we go, our first water test, our first water landing of our Catalina flying boat here. Yeah, it does not look very realistic, but with KSP parts, I think I did a good job. I think I didn't do too bad. So yeah, we'll go with it. So I tried just cutting the fuel here and gliding down, but it turns out we've got quite a lot of drag, quite heavy. We've got good lift, so we'll just stay up in the air, but we would drag quite a bit. The front wheel sticking out probably just doesn't help. And there we go, finally we start losing lift and just nose diving into the sea. I try speeding up, but unfortunately we are just too far gone for that. So we ditch into the sea and we can see if it actually floats. And no, we cannot actually float. I don't know how to get things to float. I don't know what parts we need to get things to float. I really thought these fuel tanks would float without any fuel in. I took the fuel entirely out the bottom ones and most out the top ones. But anyway, here's the final design. I tried painting it the same colours. Now looking back, it is a lot darker blue than I envisioned. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's pretty dope for my first sort of replica plane in Kerbal Space Program 2. I was just trying to get a thumbnail here and also thought, okay, we'll try another landing now we don't have the nose wheel, and yeah, it did not go very well. I tried removing more fuel as well, but as you can see, we've got 27,000 Delta V here. Try to do some dolphin dives to get out and fly away, but as soon as we get lift, it wants to nose dive. So yeah, we give up on that. And anyway, we go back and have another go, and yeah, you can see how unstable it is, even with the final build. So SES has to go off and you have to start turning as soon as the plane starts dipping to the side. So I thought we'd go on a little adventure here. This is the point where I thought, right, we'll see how much range we can get out of this 27,000 Delta V after we get some, you know, screenshots for the thumbnail. Hopefully that turned out okay. I think it will have. Well, you'll be watching it if it turned out okay. But yeah, we can't. I realised we can't do AVA either because AVA is blocked. I think that more means internally because I've got nose cones and fuel tanks inside the cockpit. But yeah, I decided let's go north, see how far we can get, how close we can get to the North Pole. And I was actually surprised at the distance this thing can do. I was just setting out the trim here as well, just to trim it up so it'll fly manually without SES, because as soon as you put SES on, it starts flapping like a bird, and that's not what you want. So yeah, I was thinking, oh, we're halfway there, we might make it to the North Pole, let's keep going. And then I turned to the side and I was like, okay, the sun seems to be going down quite a bit. Am I going to make it there before dark? I don't think so. We have still got quite a ways to go. I thought at this point I was fairly halfway, but it turns out it does look a little bit more than less than halfway at this point. And our fuel is going down fairly quick. I don't know whether it's because I started going a little bit higher that the fuel started going down quicker. I thought it would be the opposite effect. I thought fuel would last longer at the higher altitude, because that's normally the case for real aeroplanes. But I don't know. It's KSP. It's not Flight Simulator. But yeah, I thought, right, at this point, we've only got 8,000 Delta V. I don't think we're going to make it. I really don't think we're going to make it. It's going to be a struggle. It is going to be a struggle, and before nightfall as well. So I started turning a little bit to the west to try and, you know, outsmart the sun. And then at this point I realised, okay, we've only got 600 delta V. We need to get this thing down. Try and find a flat spot. This is why I'm frantically turning around, trying to find a flat spot. I didn't want to, after all this journey, I didn't want to kill the plane last minute. So right here, I'm going to slow down the footage as well, and we'll see this puppy coming down for a landing, and the sun just sets behind the mountains as we get further down. So yeah, we are slowly going into darkness, but we've got our lights on now. We've got our gear down. The lights don't really illuminate anything on the ground, I've noticed. I've got my settings all on high, right? But the lights just don't seem to... Is this a bug, or is it just KSP2 does not illuminate or something? It would be so cool to see like volumetric lighting. That would be sick. From the lights. Yeah, look at that. There's no light at all. I don't know. But we'll put on the brakes and realise we're not even touching the ground yet. So quickly try and save it, and there we go. Look at that. We landed successfully and we can recover. So I thought, right, we'll put the landing gear away, get it on its belly because it's sitting bouncing away for some reason. Deactivate the engines so we don't explode or anything when we land. Retract the landing gear. Yeah, the lights just don't seem to do anything. I don't know what it is. Let us know down below. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you want to see more things like this, please do let us know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and check out the last video when I had a mind... What should I call it? A mind-numbing mission to do now. So yeah, that's it. Thanks very much, guys. I think I'm going to keep doing this. Just a video every week. A little bit more time put into it. And yeah, see how it goes from there. See you in the next one.